Hey, this is Dan.
Bob.
And Dr. Agro.
From GigaBoots.com, and I love springing the intro on Bob because it takes him a second to figure out what I'm doing. But to you, the viewer, listener, he's an idiot. I'm Bob, right?
Is that me? Is this the I who exists in current time-space reality? Hang on a moment, Dan, while I retract my entire omniscience down into this infinitesimal speck of flesh and perception.
I don't like this, Bob. We need a new Bob.
Yeah, Bob, you talk weird.
You do talk weird, Bob.
That was totally me,
Yeah, and you talk weird.
Uh-huh.
Both of these things are true. So there was a lot of stuff that happened.
Well,
I don't
yes,
remember.
The world is a carnival of causal relationships and events.
Yeah. Ugh.
Would you say it's some manner of circus nightmare?
That's horrible.
That sounds like something he would say. It really does. So yeah, I guess we'll... Oh, hey, I left that on. Oh, well, whatever. Now you two have to look, because the mic settings are phasing away from them. I left the low cutoff 40
Oh,
hertz.
no. Well, actually, that might be a no-no. What if...
It sounds all right.
Through
these headphones.
I was gonna say, what if Agro here has just got too much bass?
What if he's all 40 hertz range?
Too much bass. Too much ace in the bass.
Yes.
Yes.
Too much.
So if I talk low enough, can no one hear me? So if I get way down low,
No,
can I be
lower,
incredibly
lower.
racist?
You need to be Inception sound level. And if you learn how to speak it... No. Stop that chanting. You stop that.
Oh, I think I could do that nasal one.
This is a good format to find out.
Yeah.
Can't fucking do it. So anyway,
And welcome back to the GigaBoots podcast. There's ever since the PS4 launch, every week's like so much happened. What? Oh my god!
it launched in Europe.
It launched in Europe now, and now
we're
they're up to 2.1 million sold.
Wasn't that...
to
Didn't they announce that
consumers,
like
not
2
even
days
shipped.
after?
Yeah, it was right around the corner. We have some annoying loud kids outside, so you're gonna hear a bit of that in this.
I just like to reinforce the chronology here. PlayStation 4 launches 24 hours later, million units. Xbox One launches in 13 countries 24 hours later, million units. PS4 launches in Europe, but now 2 million units. Hey, Microsoft.
What you got?
Well,
How many did
a lot
you
of
sell?
people have put hours into Dead Rising 3. Well, yeah, because between that and Rise, shit in one hand and slightly less shit in the other.
Right.
I still see people on Kotaku who come into those comment sections like, Dead Rising doesn't run poorly. That got that day one patch and all those frame rate issues are gone. And I'm like,
No,
they aren't. Are you crazy?
that's
You
the
guys
thing.
can't prove it though, because you guys don't have an Xbox One.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's exactly the level of crazy Kotaku commenters are.
I think we've shifted into a religion.
We did that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it was sort of like free
You know
form.
when that happened?
Huh.
When the Xbox original launched with that much green.
What? Really?
The boot
the
menu.
green overlord?
Yeah. It was just too much. It overpowered their senses, and they're like, this is the coolest thing since looks at bottle of Mountain Dew in hand.
It's too late, save yourself.
Somebody made a fucking gif of like all the OS updates and stuff across Xbox Original to Xbox One. Mm-hmm. And it reinforced exactly why I'm as angry as I am over that transition. I mean, I already knew exactly why I think every Microsoft OS since... Yeah, I'm going to say it. Since the original Xbox OS is just like a decline of like enjoyability, character, and all sorts of other things. It lacks character. It gets more and more bland. And now we're at just a page full of fucking tiles.
Fucking hate tiles.
Like, you can watch the tiles creep in over time because originally it was the blade,
Right.
which technically had small squares of sections in it. But a large part of the screen, because it needed work on SD TVs, they really felt that back then, was the blades coming off to the side. So it's largely a square interface, and there were squares inside. And yeah, The original Xbox, for those who don't remember, no, none of that. No squares, no nothing. They just really cool machinations of a robot machine.
The original Xbox was kind of crazy.
That was fucking awesome.
You know what was just absolutely insane about it? You could see how much hard drive space he had left. What?
Right? Madness. Hard drives. What? 2001, that was blowing minds. Clearly in 2013, still blowing Bob's mind.
Clearly. I mean, you can't look at it anymore, so I guess it's just a feature that's irrelevant at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Okay, so...
we should just drop it, right?
You should drop it. And then, the next iteration drops that. It goes to avatars. And the squares sort of go off into the, into the distance. It's turned, like, say, 20 degrees away from you on the right, so that way it's slanted in squares, more squares. And then the next version is even more goddamn squares, and then we hit Windows 8, and it was Square Central.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took... you look at it like Xbox Original, right? Mm-hmm. Machinations, lots of character, super green overlay, like, there's a lot of character in that. The blades, not as much character, but unique. You don't see other OSs that look like that.
Also, it's called Blades. That's
right?
cool.
Right.
I'm like,
it's extreme.
Its OS gets what? It gets blades? This is fucking Hellgast gaming system? This is awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking cool. And then they updated to the avatars, and like everything but the avatar part of it had absolutely all character drained out of it. So the interface itself has no character, and then the avatars, like, and you look at the Blade system, you look at the Xbox Original OS, and the avatar doesn't have as much character as the Xbox Original OS.
No, the avatars are just a clear mock-up of a Wii.
Of Mii's, yeah, made by Rare, which is hilarious when you think about it.
Oh, Rare, we miss you. To whoever's living in Rare's corpse, please vacate.
Please leave immediately.
Your horrible shrill buzzing keeps us up at night.
And then the next update just gets rid of the avatar for the most part, right? Not completely, but it's not nearly as central to the visual as it was in the original Avatar update.
Right, there's just now one page with it.
Right?
Yeah.
And then tons, like lots of squares, no character, ads. And then the next update, no avatar, all squares, every fucking inch of the screen squares and ads. That was a fucking decline. You look at the PlayStation though, it is the exact reverse of that, where
there's
PS2,
squares.
like, I like
Those
you
were
playing
cute.
the devil's advocate there.
There's squares, Dan. I mean, I'm glad they're all in a line. Because I honestly...
Those aren't squares, those are rectangles. Fuck you, and fuck everyone who calls rectangles squares. I'm sorry, that does get me.
Is that the level you want to raise this to of geometrical accuracy?
Yeah, actually,
We'll do it.
When we talk about controllers, I also want to have that same level. No, that's more of a bezel than...
A bezel?
Yeah, it was a
Becker
bezel.
Street?
It was a bezel.
Xbox One has some rectangles and some squares, though, because you got the big rectangle, all the little squares around it.
It's true, but the huge amount of squares...
I want to know what a bezel is.
A bezel?
Yeah.
Like it has a bezel design. Bezel? B-E-Z-E-L? We'll cover this later. Like the outline of the TV right there. The edge, that is a bezel. No? Okay.
That effect is beveling.
What? No, am I... No. Internet! Stop at this podcast! Hit the red button! Is it bezel or bevel?
When I do something like that in fireworks, I think it's bevel.
I mean, isn't bezel
bevel
something
look
like
is something else,
right?
Bezel is
where, say, if there was actually texture to text or something, that would be a bezeled text, right?
No. You're actually the exact. That's beveled.
That's beveled.
That's beveled. Bezel. I'm just gonna hit this image button on Google. Yeah. Well, no, see, this is also a thing. These are different things. Slightly. God, this is such a terrible fucking thing. I'm going to give you the definition of a bezel. A rim that holds a transparent covering or that is rotatable and has special markings, as on a watch. These are just two kind of similar things. You can hit the back button and also see the other references to a bezel on the internet, but it's Merriam-Webster, so... Merriam-Webster said the PS4 was better than the Xbox One, so, yeah. Sure, I was just talking to... Is Webster still alive? Is that even... What is the deal?
The company or...
Yeah. No, the human being.
Daniel Webster.
I have no idea on the history of Daniel Webster. Forgive me.
Okay, but I'd like we're gonna do some context clues here.
Okay, yeah.
I want you to think about how long we've had a fucking...
I don't know.
Benjamin Franklin wrote this motherfucker letters.
Cool. Is he still...
Well, of course, Dan. Jesus, Benjamin Franklin died last year.
Oh, yeah, that was tragic.
Okay, so I'm only seeing bezel in reference to the objects here.
Did that go off?
It was a
Yeah, that's what I'm... Yes, I got a message on my phone. Okay. That was what I... What?
I said I'm only seeing bezel in reference to the objects here. I don't know what a bezel design would be. In reference to a controller?
In reference to a controller, it would be like... you remember the jewel on the original Xbox controller?
Not really.
No? Okay. Well, the
jewel.
That really helps me out here.
Like
if you have any thoughts on bezel versus bevel, feel free to write it in to GigaBoots.com. But yeah, they're both...
I don't think these words are interchangeable.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm trying to figure out what you're using this word for, then, with a bezel design.
If only you had... No, it's not a larger overarching thing.
Okay,
I was talking about a single element.
That phrase, bezel design. Like when a controller is bezel designed.
No. Has a.
Yeah, it has a bezel design.
Bezel design. I'm not saying that the controller... It contains. It is a part of it.
There's a bezel on it.
There is a... As a part of the design, there is a bezel.
There's a bezel on it.
Yeah.
They used a bezel in its construction.
Yes.
Okay.
Would that help?
Very much, actually.
There is a bezel on it.
Oh.
Bezel used
Well, shit.
in
I
its
have immediately grasped your meaning.
construction. Thank you and good night. What the fuck were we talking about before that tangent?
I was talking about bevels.
Oh, the fucking OS design.
Yes, OSs.
Yeah, I just...
And we're starting to compare the PlayStation OS.
Yeah, and how it was
evolved.
completely reverse. Of like, it didn't have much character on the PS2. It was neat, and it clearly had a soul, but I don't think the actual OS had any character.
I don't know. I thought that was... The
two options on the main
I didn't know the
screen.
OS had, like the PS2 had an OS forever.
Like, yeah, you can miss it. That's hilarious.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
It's fully possible.
I'm turning it on before I get the game in because it's 2000 and I have a PS2. I don't.
No, see, I always like you put the game in, then you turn it on. That's how consoles work. So like
It
one
was a
day I
PlayStation.
accidentally like someone took it out. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Do you have a?
N64 to PlayStation 2.
Yeah, I could
That's
see that. But
just-
did you? You didn't have a PS1?
Yeah, I had a PS1.
Same thing.
Yeah.
You never.
Did PS1 do something if it didn't have a disc in it?
Yes.
It did. I only knew
Why are you
because
turning
could,
your PS1 on if you don't have a disc in it?
Because
You
it
can put
plays
music
CDs.
Yeah.
And you manage memory cards.
Okay, I didn't
That's
manage
how
memory
you-
cards in the PS1. I played music CDs on it.
Man, it's
Remember
been
doing
forever
that.
since I've seen that menu. Bob, do you still own your PS1?
It's in a box upstairs somewhere.
Okay, cool. Cool.
We need to play Metal Gear Solid.
I
You can
need,
do that on a PS3.
I need to compare video stuff across that, so I'll need to
Ah.
borrow that sometime.
I see.
Just to look into that.
Metal Gear Solid.
Yours does have the actual PS2 AV cable in the back. It doesn't have composite fucking jacks.
Yeah,
in it.
yeah.
Okay.
It's I'm pretty
Because that's
sure.
something I
got-
didn't know happened eventually. Did you? PS1s, they originally started with, like, on your TV, composite jacks. You just shoved the fucking cable in there and then put in your TV.
Nice.
But eventually they moved to the AV cable system sometime around when they removed that Sega Saturn port that companies were using for Game Shark and stuff like that. So, yeah. Crazy.
I used RF switches. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone had to do that and link like all the consoles up to or RF switches,
and God, did that end up terrible by the last one.
Yeah.
Like, just doing NES and Genesis on top of each other was killing me.
And somehow it magically started I didn't even need to, like,
God,
have one hooked up. One of them wasn't even hooked up, but from all those RF switches, and I was playing it and seeing the image.
It's
scary.
It's scary. We had a shitty RF switch forever, and it finally completely broke. We didn't know it was terrible. We got a new one. And suddenly, I'm hearing new sounds when playing through Ocarina of Time. We're like, "What? Did we unlock like the extra soundtrack after our 18th playthrough?"
Fucking, I go over to Bob's. This is the same era of radiation carrying the signal to the TV, and he's playing Ocarina of Time, and he pulls up the pause menu, and brings it up, and then he moves to the right. Mm-hmm. He hits the R button to spin that to the right, and it goes doo-doo.
Yeah.
And then he does it to the left, it goes, And I'm like, Bob, what the fuck have you done back there? He's like, what? That's the sound it makes when you... I'm like, it's the same sound, Bob. It makes the same sound going left and right in the different channels. He's like, what? So I guess he was missing a whole audio channel.
Yeah,
maybe
sometimes you just unscrew the RF switch a little bit just to get like those horizontal bars streaming across the TV. That was hard mode.
Good lord.
You want to do the fucking Shadow Temple with that on? Let's do it.
Your RF switch was a real piece of shit.
It really was. It made me a man.
You're still 13.
You're
a really short, fully grown
I
adult.
watched my brother do the Shadow Temple with his eyes closed.
That's wrong.
Yes. He's like, I fucking hate this temple. So he memorized it so we wouldn't actually have to play it. He could just shut down and go through it.
So, about more unpopular, angry opinions that Daniel forms that will be why he never gets accepted by the larger gaming community. I hate game theory. That show, Game Theory.
Like all of Game Theory? The entire discipline? Damn.
Fuck it. But yeah, I hate game theory. Apparently, there's one up about Majora's Mask. Is
I heard
dead?
It's from what I hear, it's the same thing as the coma theory. I haven't seen the episode.
Yeah, I do not like that stuff. Not one bit.
I love that kind of stuff.
I hate that kind of stuff.
Entirely. Love it.
But what if this thing, that is a small unnoteworthy thing, is so much more than we thought? Is Pokemon actually evolving? And I'm like, one, you said is Pokemon? And two, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I love that kind of fan shit.
If every game he did game theory on was, what was it? Spec Ops? I think it would be fully justified.
Oh my god.
What?
We need to talk about Killzone.
On the podcast or off the podcast?
We can do it right here, right now.
Okay, so maybe spoilers? How spoilers?
Yeah, I have
not really spoilers.
Okay.
This started happening like 2 hours in.
Okay.
I'm really worried Killzone is written like shit.
Let me assuage your fears. Killzone is written like shit.
Because it starts out and it's heavy-handed shit. Like, you're in the blue city, they're in the red city with all the black shit, and we need to go kill them because, fuck them. And then, like, you go... I'm not sure whether or not I'm supposed to be aware that the guy giving me orders is a fuckbag. Like, whether that's the obvious fake or it's like a double fake out. This game needs to pull some Spec Ops level shit on me soon. Because if not, then I'm pretty sure this game it either thinks I'm retarded or it's super in favor of super militaristic fascist states striking first and solving all their problems by genociding their enemies. And I don't know which I would be more offended by.
Any comments here, Bob?
I mean, he's right. I find it interesting that they made the black guy, like, super racist.
Wow. And I mean, like, okay, level 2 is like, we created a thing purely as a deterrent. And I'm like, you're bullshitting me.
Yeah, he created a thing that you told me just now can kill their entire race, is made for genocide.
So yeah, either the game thinks we're really fucking stupid, or it's totally on board with this shit. Wildcard third option, it's like triple fucking with us. It's gonna lead us in with these are the big issues at play, fucking Bioshock Infinite style, and then turn that shit on its ear.
Don't worry, it's not going to do any of that. This is the Killzone guys.
I figured that out when like the chick is like, oh, she's Helgen, but she's working for you, but she's good because she's not fucking racist bullshit. This game.
God,
it's so fun and so stupid.
When you're attacking you're going after the military or leader behind enemy lines, and he's like yelling at you how you're just a corporate shrill and all this. It's like, God, really? Can you be any more obvious?
That is some heavy-handed shit. Like, in 2 hours, though, like, I get it. It's an East-West Berlin thing. You built a wall around the whole planet? This is fucking stupid. And I'd be okay with just letting it go.
Right.
Like high concept sci-fi, like we built a wall around the planet. Check. Good. Okay. But then they keep trying to explain to me that this makes sense and ground the world and this is the suffering of the people, and she's giving me the speech of you people live well, but you're being lied to, and we live in shit, but we know the truth. We're both slaves. And I'm like, game? Are you kidding? Because this would be some high-level satire if you just wink at me. Just one fucking time, and we'll be good. And it's not gonna do it, I don't think.
No, I mean, I haven't played the single player, but I know these people well enough, and I was there for enough of Bob playing.
Yeah, you got to see that scene where the guy was just yelling at me as I went.
Yeah, that was great. Like, the whole first hour, I'm thinking, I didn't play the earlier Killzone games. Maybe the Helghast really are this evil. Because they didn't explain to me anything. They just said, let's go kill some Helghast, because, fuck the Helghast.
How do I put this? I believe Killzone 1 contextualized enough of the Helghast are fucking evil for the whole franchise, but they never feel the need, which they should, to go back and recontextualize that.
I don't know.
Because they actually attacked Vecta in 1.
Right, but that was after...
we took it to them.
I could have sworn that even 1 had some pre-stuff that happened where Vecta basically deported all of them and told them, "Screw you! You have to live on that horrible planet." And
but then they did that. Okay, if Australia attacked England right now, how for Australia are you in this equation? Because that is basically the same relation of like, we survived being stuck in this shitty place. Time to blow you up.
I'm honestly going to be pretty for Australia. What can I say?
Their accents are just so much cooler.
Right?
Is that really how that works out?
It's a factor. But I mean, like, 3, it's going out of its way to, like, tell you that that's not right. That, yeah, that's what the VSA says, all Helghast are evil, but the Helghast are really people, and they're just humans like us, and they put scary red lights and black blades on everything for, I don't know, some other reason.
Right. That's, like, sort of the weird thing, that, like, stop trying to tell the story in an approachable manner for the Helghast. Make them super really fucking evil.
To be behind enemy lines and see them not in those outfits and just be regular people.
Because they're wearing lederhosen.
Yeah.
It's once again like, I get it. It's a German analog.
Right?
Stop it.
I like how they're not really lederhosen. They just kind of look like it because it's got this
shaped like it. Yeah.
I like how 3 left them in a place where they really couldn't flip that, where it'd be like the Vectan are living in these shitty cities and the Helghast are the Imperialists, like, we own you motherfuckers, get on the other side of this wall. Like, 3 ended and we blew up the fucking planet.
Yeah.
So they really couldn't come into this and be like, oh man, they're so oppressive with their scary masks. And they're like, no, they're so humble with their scary masks.
Here's why the Helghast terrify me. Because, they give them half a Vecta, which... What the fuck?
Right.
If you're going to blow up their planet, follow through.
That's fucking weird that they... Like, real quick, how could they fill half of a planet in 30 years when we blew up their entire planet?
They make cities instantly.
Right.
Play the first 5 minutes of the game. People are packing their shit, quick, running to get out of half the city that is already orange and black Helghast bullshit.
Yeah, so...
Like, oh my god, you need to let us out. We totally didn't see you building this entire fucking city.
Yeah, I don't... It's really, really confusing on that mode. How would they be able to move all affected population off half of the planet? How does that make any sense?
Doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Why wouldn't they just give him another planet?
I think what would solve this problem is if Sony stopped giving them really high quality tools and technology to build these cutscenes and make this universe. Because if it had some really dumb stuff in it, if it was just like, look over there, and then like an objective point popped up, or like all this was told through headset chatter or something like that, you would have less. I would have less of a like, please stop wasting your money on this goddamn cutscene.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like hearing that line you were saying of like, we're poor, but we know the truth, and you're rich, you're being lied to, hearing that over a headset, I'm totally down for. Like, this guy's an idiot, and I should kill him. But seeing a fully scripted animation with like beautiful lighting and all this technology put into it, and you're just like, how many millions? How many millions did you spend on this?
It's just so fucking stupid.
And you know it's that
And
painful.
it's so pretty.
Uh-huh.
Is this what guys go through when they date really hot chicks that are just really soul-suckingly dumb?
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn it.
I've seen it happen quite a few
I'm gonna go put my dick in a Killzone disc.
times. Make this work for me, game. So, enjoying it?
I am. It's fun. I love the weapons. I'm getting used to using the owl more effectively. There are some sections.
Okay, with the owl, when you first sneak into the Hellgas territory, and you take out the EMP bomb, and then all of a sudden you have your gun and you have the owl with you. How did you sneak those in? How? You go shoot their scans. They catch guys.
No, you pick up an enemy gun. You don't have your gun.
Then you can switch to your own gun.
Oh shit.
Right? I was gonna be like, okay, I got this enemy gun. This works. But then
You had it under your coat. The thing vanishes. I'm pretty sure you summon it. Because you send it out, instead of going around obstacles, it just teleports.
Right, but I think that it actually, like, it nets on your back, I think, is what they're going for.
Yeah. Generally,
Which
with
I
these
think you're
things,
wearing a
that's
hat
sort
in
of-
that game.
Why?
I saw the shadow, and I think I saw like a little helmet visor.
Yeah, there is a helmet.
I also feel really short in that game.
Well, it's a shooter.
Oh, it's a shooter. All shooters make your character like 4 feet tall, 3.5, so that way it's framed. So when you look at another person, you have the rule of thirds.
Right, no, I don't remember noticing this whenever I played another shooter.
Right? It only became a thing that people started to hella notice in the last few years when people really started pointing it out and being like, hey, if you put it on an Oculus Rift, it's fucking weird.
It's like I'd walk up to a chair and I'm like, what is this horse shit?
Oh, God. Yeah, that will never stop being strange about first-person shooters. I really hope they stop framing it like that. Like, there's got to be some way where we can have a proper height person and not have I don't know, like, maybe not frame everything perfectly. Maybe that's a solution. Maybe look down on people occasionally.
I am tall. This will come into play later.
Maybe you're on a... See, there we go. Story reasons. Maybe you're on a planet of giants.
I'm trying currently in Killzone to sneak through a room where there are 2 smaller compartmentalized rooms in which there are guards that I cannot get to silently.
Do you have to sneak?
You could, You're doing that building segment,
there are like
right?
4 other dudes. No, I'm on another spaceship.
Okay, you may be able to use your owl to stun, correct?
Every time I send my owl out to stun, they're like, holy shit, it's a drone, and start shooting at it.
Oh. How did you do it, Bob?
I'm probably not there yet.
He only said he played 2 hours. How much did
No,
you
I
play?
played
before?
more than 2 hours. I just
Oh,
said
okay.
didn't.
Okay. How much have you played?
Where are you, Bob?
I just did that thing where you go or get behind enemy lines.
Oh,
and
yeah,
take out that guy.
Where you go...
I'm in the section after that.
Okay.
Okay, so...
Or wait, so have you done the prison thing?
No, I
So I'm
haven't.
2 sections left.
All right.
Okay.
press X to shoot this guy during the cutscene.
Fucking video games. So, Bob, what have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing on some of that Killzone, but we've just not done talking about that. Yeah. I played some Batman, some of the new Batman games.
Oh yeah,
Arkham Origins.
Arkham Origins, which
I hear that's some pretty middle of the road shit.
Yeah, I don't remember any of the other ones being as how do we put this?
Unpolished.
Yeah, unpolished, and just some moves just don't respond right. Like prompts will go off and not work right.
Yeah, I heard it seemed like they took the template and they made another game.
Right, but I mean, like sometimes they'll do the thing where you do the double counter, right? And you see two guys coming at you, and you hit the counter button. You're supposed to counter both of them. And Batman will do the animation for the double counter, but it only grabs one guy, so the other guy just hits you in the face, and it's like. I don't remember that being a problem before.
Yeah, a lot of reviewers were saying that they narrowed the window for hitting things, but then I also heard other people like it's just not working as consistently.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. And other times I'm doing the sneaking segments, and it's like, okay, hit square to drop attack this guy. So I hit square, and Batman just jumps off the building, stands next to him, and I'm like, okay, Batman, that is not what you're supposed to do.
That was not an attack. The only thing you attacked is his sensibilities.
Yeah, I had that moment happen, in Killzone. Because you're supposed to be able to jump on an enemy and auto-kill him. Well, one time I did it, and I slid down his back. It just didn't happen. So he turns around, I'm like, melee. So I hit him, I pistol whip him with my rifle. I hit him with the butt of it. Which you have to do a couple of times to kill him. I'm still not clear on what differentiates the auto-kill animation and the hit him once to piss him off animation.
Right. It's weird. Also, one thing that really bugs me and makes it completely obvious this is made by different people is whenever you unlock a profile thing for a character, like, say, Deathstroke or something, it just tells you about the character as they appear in the game. It doesn't give you the full, okay, this is the first time they show up in the comics, which was the coolest thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You were saying the other ones did that.
Yeah, the other ones did that. That was, they clearly loved the comics.
Right? Yeah, I always wanted to see a Marvel game do that, where, you are some entry-level Defenders shit. And every time you meet someone new, it's like, boom, here's the history.
Yeah, that kind of stuff was cool. Also, it keeps trying to be like Batman Begins, and it's like, that's really weird. He literally does that thing where he hangs him from a wire and screams at him and then drops him down, and I'm like,
yeah, this is just some other team getting a crack at a Batman game.
Yeah.
And they have to make it in the exact same way as these other guys. I think that's really one of the worst situations in this industry, when it's just like, we need another game like this. Go make this. And then, do you even know the name of the studio who did this?
Oh, it's Warner Brothers Montreal.
Yeah.
So not even
So yeah, a new developer that they just made to make this, I'm sure. I can't think of any other Montreal games. And the huge thrush of the Montreal movement was... 2 years ago, so that would time up with this pretty well. Yeah, so them, Bioshock 2, New Vegas. Yeah, all sorts of these games where it's like, go make another game like this.
Good things about New Vegas.
Here's the weird shit, right? I cannot figure this out. That developer, oh man, I wish I could remember their name.
Oh,
it's something about Obsidian? Is it Obsidian Entertainment?
Yeah, I think it's Obsidian. Yeah.
Okay.
Obsidian Knights?
Obsidian, no. What? No. You, stop. No more of that. Obsidian Entertainment does stuff that people think is cool. A certain type of people will really, really like more than Bethesda does with their own games. And other people tend to do with their own games. But it's fucking a shit show. There are tons more glitches. It's not polished. There are seams everywhere. And this is across all of their products. This isn't New Vegas specifically. So New Vegas suffers from a lot of that. But because it was more Fallout 3, which distinguishes itself well from its peers, they were just happy for that.
Yeah. I'm building, speaking of seams, a screenshot folder.
I'm a seamstress now.
Of random shit floating in the air in Killzone, and parts of broken street that end in, oh, that's the bottom of the polygon.
I'm worried that we're going to see a lot of that in the new Infamous.
Yeah.
Just because
it is an open world game.
Well, it's open world, and a lot of these games, Killzone and Infamous, both outsource a lot of art.
Huh.
It's the way to cut costs going forward.
Yeah.
And God, is that a fucking brilliant idea. Like, if you can do it well, that's fucking brilliant.
You just gotta put all that shit back into your game properly.
Right, I just have to wonder, like, in the event of, like, what you were saying,
Executive collager.
Stuff like that, yeah, exactly. If hopefully that is more a product of the rush to launch for Killzone than
that's what I figured the scenes on Killzone were.
Yeah.
Or Get Out at launch. So like I was forgiving those completely until the writing. Like I could hold the bad writing in because I love shitty action movies and sci-fi, but it just kept beating on my door like an oncoming tidal wave. And when it cracked, it just crashed open.
Yeah, I don't know why more games aren't just okay with okay. We don't need to be like. We don't even need to try to be sophisticated. Just say those are the bad guys and let them shoot them. I don't know why that's so bad.
Like, seriously, you're from Blue Space City, they're from Red Space City, so clearly.
Well, yeah. Are you
don't want to be like them, do you? That'd make you purple,
red.
and then neither of us would accept you.
Look at their eyes. They're shiny. Fuck them up.
You saw Jinro. You saw what they did.
You work for a black guy in an earth tone and light blue uniform. He's the good guy.
Look at this.
Isn't that easy? Isn't this nice?
Guys, I just want... Come on. Can I take a vacation again? I play video games to get away from this shit in movies.
I just... Like, that's the thing. We have so many people in the industry who think the way forward is to build better, more realistic narratives and make more empathizable characters and things like that, and that is not just a thing that this opens up to. That is a necessity moving forward.
Yeah.
And I disagree with that movement on every degree.
Like, a lot of its problem is
assault.
like that. Like, this is the direction video games need to go in. Like the entire medium. No, just you want to do that.
If you're trying to do that, don't do it like this because this is garbage.
It really is, and I feel bad because like there's some games where I'm like, this is pretty good. I just don't like it. Killzone, I'm like. I really like this game. You wrote it like garbage. You should feel ashamed for having...
I took the disc out, smelled it. Is there garbage in this? Yeah, I love... See, here's the thing. I love games like that. I want a game whose core mechanics and gameplay is fun and something I want to keep doing, and the rest of it's fucking stupid, so I get to make fun of it and appreciate how awful it is. So Killzone's pretty good for that, I guess.
Yeah, it really is.
Good, excellent. That is what... and I know that sounds crazy. That sounds like, here, be shit. Go right ahead. But yeah, that's exactly... And that maybe is sort of the same mentality people are bringing into New Vegas. Why they're okay with this shit show that it goes on a technical side. And, yeah.
And a crash side.
Like, in case you didn't know, the glitches in that thing are fucking over the top crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's why James loves it so much.
Right. No,
it is kind of why I like, the Elder Scrolls games so much. Just when they glitch hard, and it's awesome.
It is just over the top. What the fuck? Not as much as the new NBA game, but...
Which, I saw a video on the Xbox One of a guy playing that game.
Yeah.
And, like, he said a no-no word. And the game went technical foul.
Uh-huh. Yeah. If I remember correctly, it also does that if you have a PlayStation camera. Or a mic hooked up to the PS4 version.
That's
they started doing
okay.
that.
Can you turn that off?
I think
you can unplug
funny.
Kinect.
Right.
They started doing that back
actually
in
pan
FIFA.
out? You can unplug the Kinect?
You can.
Okay.
It is possible. Most everyone I've talked to has the Xbox One has not hooked up their Kinect yet.
Yeah.
It's just
duh.
Right. God, do they know their market base at all?
No.
They
said using the Kinect for voice chat was acceptable.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Everyone who understood gamers is fucking gone. And has been for years.
We all know a guy named Tim. And one of the hilarious things Tim has told me about his Kinect, because he has it hooked up, because he wants to use the voice thing, is that he can't get like all the pause resume shit to work for him. But closing his dryer door has a 100% success rate for unpausing his games.
That's amazing. How is that even possible?
I don't know, but he says, I've tried it, I've tested it, it works better.
My mind's being blown.
We need to catalog this shit, because either his house is acoustically perfect for this, or he's got the world's best long game poltergeist.
That's That's so awesome. So, Bob, you've also been playing Zelda and Mario. We talked a lot about one of those on our last podcast. The other one we
Which one
touched
was it?
on. Mario. I was about to
Awesome,
say,
'cause I wanted
hey,
to hear
don't
about
jump
Zelda.
in. There's
Okay.
delivery. Yeah, because we didn't talk a huge amount of Zelda last
Yeah,
time.
we did just. It was like, well, we'll do the quick play.
Quick play, and that'll be up.
That never came up.
It's going up later.
Okay.
Yeah, I just haven't. I've been trying to solve. We bought
Solve
our
for X.
expensive
Okay.
foreign video card capture card for the very express purpose of getting 1080p video and doing retro. And that 1080p video thing, like, we figured that out pretty quickly. The retro thing was a fucking nightmare, so I've been doing that since that podcast.
Right.
That and working in holiday.
Yeah.
In any
God,
case,
Black Friday.
So you're a
But yeah, oh my god.
link between worlds.
Now I've actually done more than I have in the quick play, so it's probably even better.
Real quick, I
Yeah.
need to regauge how I deal with this emotionally. I'm not even kidding. Is there more than one save slot on that?
Yes.
Okay, now you can continue talking and I won't want to kill you. Because I'm just going to take that and return it in 24 hours and be like, I beat it. I didn't, I didn't sleep.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really,
It's
really
like
good?
really, really good. Like
Best portable Zelda ever?
Oh.
oh man,
That's-
Link's Awakening is really good.
Yeah, like that's
like,
dangerous territory there.
Those two competing, it's like, oh my god, that
like the
Don't make me
Grecians
choose.
had allegories for this. Like when Hera shows up with Aphrodite, like, hey, which one of us is hotter? The correct answer is kill yourself because it'll be better than what they're gonna do to
Do you want the pointy Zelda?
So okay, perhaps now you can explain to me if I remember correctly. This game has some sort of mechanic of renting items for dungeons.
yes, I was worried about that too.
I'm
But
gonna go ahead and I'll be back.
Okay.
You two continue. Because I've heard this too many times.
the way renting works, you pay the fee. It's pretty minimal. You can actually, basically, by the time I got to renting things, I could afford to rent everything.
All right.
But if you die, they come and take all of it, and you have to re-rent it. So it becomes a game of you really don't want to die.
Because there's never really been a death penalty in Zelda.
Right, and now there is a heavy one. So I went through that
Okay.
whole game without dying. And that's not that easy.
Yeah.
That game is actually, it's probably the toughest Nintendo game I've ever played.
Seriously?
Yeah. Like, it and Fire Emblem. What was
You
this?
ever played Contra?
That's not a Nintendo game. That is not made by Nintendo.
I have some documents to show you, but interesting.
Yeah, like I think it's because of the way.
Because I know, like, they've always, like, in Ocarina of Time, you get the Giant's wallet and you're done. Rupees are meaningless.
Yeah, this
Then,
one
like,
you
Majora's-
actually don't get wallet. You start out being able to get as much money as you possibly can hold.
Oh.
But to buy the stuff, once you can actually buy them, they are expensive.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like they struggled with money back and forth. Like Majora's Mask had a really, like, you used money because
Right.
you bought items with it every day because you lost all your shit, all your arrows, all your everything.
Right.
So yeah, bringing a sort of system like that back in is making a death penalty sort of. That's a fascinating system.
Yeah, and you can just straight up. I can explore or do almost all the different features of the game of using all the different items and stuff almost from the get go. Is really nifty. Like you don't get the giant gloves. That's something that holds you back, and you also don't get the dash move until later, and that's another thing that holds you back from some things.
Now, if you don't die, is there like a time limit or?
No, there's no time limit if you don't die. So
like guys don't just show up and go give us the shit back. And you're like, what the fuck? I'm on floor 3. I'm like, this is Link. He will rob a bitch just to get a boomerang or some shit. What did you steal from the store? Was it bombs?
you could. I couldn't think you could steal anything. Yeah, in Link's Awakening.
And a bite. Hi. So.
Because that's really another thing I was worried about with this game is, like you rent it and it's overdue and I ain't paying no fucking fee and he like lightning Hadokens you.
I'm worried about what this guy could do. I'm glad I never crossed him because he had all of those items. Like I'm guessing he raided all his own set of dungeons.
Right? Yeah. It's just, where the fuck did you get them? Because usually they're like lost artifact weapons of
Dead
the gods.
travelers. Like that is this guy seems like he's got a repo bird. He's going around collecting bodies.
Now, like, I need to play this game because I need to look in his eyes and see if he's immortal and if he's been like collecting off of dead links for generations.
He seems like he could have been,
Yeah,
to be
that could be
honest.
I mean, he's obviously been to both dimensions.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, there's already that level of, what the heck is up with this guy?
What are you? And the way he talks is such a huge disregard for human life. Like, he's just like, most important thing, money.
All right.
Yeah, he is creepy.
Yeah, I like him.
Nice.
I like him. He invests me more in that game than it being a sequel, like, very tied into the overworld of Link to the Past.
Yeah, I think that...
Because even though Link to the Past, like, pretty sure that's my favorite Zelda, I'd been there enough. So, them being that, I was like, eh.
Yeah,
But
I think
I've
that
never been to the other world!
the disappointing
not
part
just
about
the
the
Dark
other
World,
world
is
is
it?
it has a lot of the enemies and design of the Dark World. It's completely been redesigned as far as stage organization goes, because it's now divided into lots of different sections, like the world's cracked
Yeah.
into pieces and
What
stuff.
I figured this
Cool.
was going to be.
But it is really annoying that
Do you have a
it
mirror?
looks like... No, you don't have a mirror.
So how do you do in this game?
There is these little cracks in the world.
Oh, and you got to go flat and go.
You gotta go
into-
flat and
okay.
go into-
I like that flat mechanic.
The
When
flat
I
mecha-
finally saw it, that was interesting.
Yeah, it really like works into the game well. I didn't think it would.
Because if there's one thing, the motherfuckers who make Zelda games, it's dungeon design.
It's like, when other companies do okay, this is gonna be his new power, so the whole game's gonna be a gimmick around that. It doesn't feel like that. It's like, okay, this is another one of the things you can do.
Or this is his new power. Use it 4 times in this section. It'll never be useful again.
Actually, with the larger AAA, what I usually see, and it's so taxing, this is the one thing we have only 3 ideas. And Zelda has like 3 ideas in like a dungeon. Like in one dungeon, you will go through all 3 ideas pretty thoroughly with that weapon, item, whatever. The AAA game will make you like do the first idea, do the first idea again, one more time. Now the second idea. Now the second idea one more time. Now we're back to that first idea. It is the whole game is that just jumping between those 3, and then the third one's super novel by the end. So about Knack. No fucking shit. There is a form that doesn't unlock until the very end, and I'm like, God. Fucking game. Could we have used this more than
Too
one
long
level?
for its mechanics?
Definitely. That game should have been like 30,
Because I
40
remember like you were
dollars.
having fun, but I'm like, wait, if he does that for a few more hours, that shit's going to get old.
Well, that thing's like a dozen hours long. It's like 14 hours long. So
Jesus.
a couple more hours would have been fine. But it doesn't have the mechanics to support getting more difficult. You can't design hard bosses around this game's mechanics because it isn't as skill-based, diverse, whatever, deep as Crash Bandicoot's. So Crash Bandicoot, you play that game, right? No? Okay.
little.
Well, you could design bosses. The boss design in it was pretty fucking clever. No. The whole game, I was thinking about that last boss, and I'm like, oh no, it's either going to be one of 2 things: a pushover or artificially bullshit hard. It was that second one, and it didn't take too long to beat, but God, was it annoying. Because we're talking one-hit kill city.
Oh, that's always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is great, because Crash Bandicoot didn't even have that. You got the mask.
The mask.
You got Jim Carrey.
Whoa.
Yeah, so Zelda.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really good.
It's exactly what Zelda needs to be.
Awesome.
Yeah, basically,
This
it's
is
good.
what Zelda games are.
I mean,
Did you play Skyward Sword?
No.
I'm just saying, you can't say that you know that's what they are.
That's what they generally are.
Well,
with
Twilight
Skyward
Princess. How many Zelda, like, you got 2 DS ones in Skyward Sword since Twilight Princess came out in 2006. That is the last 7 years, if you think about that. So what the Zelda
I guess
series means, I think, really ties into those 3
I mean,
as a current
Skyward
product.
Sword, I thought was completely amazing.
Right.
That's one of my favorite games.
I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying
I know-
he needs to know
God,
it is.
if I could stand being around a Wii long enough to play that fucking game, I really need to.
Like,
Dude, I was thinking about just starting up gaming marathons and be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna play this all day. Come watch me stream it. Skyward Sword, prime candidate for that.
yeah, that would be a game to do.
Yes. Yeah. Too bad this Sunday is... Oh, man, it was Starbound. Starbound Sunday.
Yeah.
And Steve also wanted to do Call of Duty, but...
I watched that game for a few minutes, Starbound.
Okay, I was like, Call of Duty? I'm sorry.
No, I'm so excited because it's like, it's like Terraria, but, a few more bits and pixels, and it's really pretty. And there's a spaceship, and the Blood Plus Katana is your basic weapon.
What?
Cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
What?
Yeah. You teleport down, and you've got a gravity gun that's really just that thing from Dead Space.
Yeah, I've seen
and
that.
the Blood Plus Katana.
I have not seen the Blood Plus. Why is that then?
Why the fuck wouldn't it be?
All right. Noted.
Warframe's come out since then.
I was gonna say this waited just a little bit too late for it to be tied directly to the conversation. The creative designer and writer of New Vegas actually got hired by Guerrilla. Weird. Yeah. So that could be their new IP. That could be what that's about. Because they are working on a brand new IP to come out sometime.
Yeah, I heard they were working on something else.
Like next 2 years.
One other thing with Zelda, I might have tackled it in the wrong order, so I could have been
But you
doing
get
like
to
super
tackle
hard. Yeah, I get to tackle
any
the
order,
dungeons
yeah.
in any order. So that might be part of why my experience was bosses being incredibly hard because I didn't have the proper equipment yet, which I could have had if I.
Like, do you want to go to the grassy forest meadow temple or the Blade Fist ass rape dungeon?
Oh, I think we know which one I want.
I accidentally-
Sign me up for
I
the
accidentally-
Blade Fisty.
Like you walk in, like let's do this, then like you just hear screaming from the inside, and then like the sign tilts and falls off, and it just says Water Temple.
I accidentally went to the Death Mountain one first.
Oh.
Which was a mistake. I left because enemies there took off 4 hearts when they hit
Oh
me.
Jesus!
Right?
Run! Which is, I love when
that-
a video game lets you do that. Just you take a hit and you realize I came to the wrong motherfucking neighborhood.
Right? It's always good when that happens. I don't know. I'm disappointed when RPGs like level with you. That's the most boring situation.
Like
in my opinion.
sometimes I like it because sometimes I don't want to grind and shit. But like my favorite part of World of Warcraft was always being in the wrong zone. I was always in one zone up from where I should have been. Barely able to get the quest, killing orange and red mobs.
Yeah, it just reminds me of Dragon's Dogma, where I would go into a new area like, I can't kill these guys, but I can grab them and throw them off the cliff.
Yes. There was a mod for Oblivion that did that. It just set the levels of everything in the world, and you had to do it in the right order.
Huh.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that is really interesting.
Because that game's a lot better when you don't fast travel.
Yeah, I would imagine. Just like levels out your loot and various other things.
Yeah, you just see all the shit.
Oh, that too.
Like
yeah.
fast traveling city to city. Like, oh, I have a quest in this city. Fast travel. And I'd always see the cities. I never walked. Well, the one time I'm like, okay, no fast travel run. I go from like city 1 to city 2, and I'm in. There's a village. There are no characters in this village. That's really weird. And I'm crouching around because like maybe whatever killed them is still here. And I see like my little reticle goes pickpocket. What? And I unstealth and I hit the interact button and it's like, hey, welcome to the village where we're all invisible because a wizard put a curse on us. He lives in that tower over there. I'm like, this is the best village ever.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's hilarious.
Yeah, walking around in Elder Scrolls games is awesome.
So what else have you been playing, Bob?
Man, it was really just too much Batman and a lot of Zelda.
Okay.
I
Because there's never too much Zelda.
There is never too much Zelda.
That's true.
I mean, the amount of times I've played through Ocarina may be too much Zelda, scientifically, but I will never accept
You
that.
can have too much of Oracle Seasons.
I believe.
I can accept that.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's still like Oracle games are some of the only Zeldas I've never beaten.
You're really not missing
That
anything.
and the second DS one.
Like I went
Spirit
through,
Tracks.
beat both of them, and I was just like,
yeah.
eh.
I completely forget about the DS ones when I think about Zelda games.
Right, because
I would
they
love
did that
to, but-
touchscreen junk, and it's like, why did
Jay
you
from
do
Hales
this?
Beyond.com kept going, no, this game is great. This control scheme is really fun. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, that's basically what I said.
Like, I keep an open mind about a lot of weird control schemes, but man, I was not going to do that.
No.
It's my prerogative.
That's not the right feeling for steering him around and doing various other things. But whatever. I'm backing off of those. Just so you know, I played one of them a shit-ass long time ago, and I haven't touched either since. That would be a stream.
I feel like the
Me
second
fucking
one,
angrily going through both of them.
the second one actually I felt controlled worse. Maybe I'm just yeah,
Maybe your DS was just completely beaten up by then.
maybe. But I tried it with a new DS too, and it was just like
okay.
yeah.
Well,
And then for some reason the wind instrument didn't work because the microphone thing only worked sometimes. It was weird.
yeah, I think Bob actually I think I remember that happened, and then we look in there and your mic's like got crud in it. And we're like, well, there's no solution here. Yell louder and hope.
So, sprinting away from that topic.
Quickly.
Dan,
Yeah.
I need you to pick up your phone machine and dial ring the motherfuckers at Naughty Dog because I need a second longer goddamn trailer.
Okay.
Because I've gotten everything I can out of the first one, and it's not enough to make any kind of cogent judgment.
But there is a lot of information.
Yeah, there's good bits of information. I don't know how they connect.
The weird thing here is that we don't see any articles like we did with 3 popping up on the internet talking about, oh, what's this? Is it a spaceman aggro?
Oh my
Is
god.
it a spaceman? That's the one that still kills me the most.
I think this time they're like, okay, last time we put out that long one, people just figured everything
Right?
out.
I'm worried that we did
And
that.
Whether Aggro figured everything out.
So I'm like, no, guys, I'll be good. I promise. Just a little more, because I get all the shit you're doing over here, and I figured this bit out over here, but I have no idea how these connect. Well, I mean, unless you listen to all that prior assignment bullshit, but that I don't really think that's what you're going for. That's tangential in the realm of Legend, but
He's been working on this since the PS4 launch, just so you guys know, in North America. So it would really be great if you could just...
We got the VGX in a couple days. Maybe they'll get to see some more.
I
sure
broke
they
your
will.
fucking cipher, you assholes.
He broke your fucking cipher!
You could have just done a normal letter transposition or something like that. No, you had to rework the way the key was oriented. Fuck you guys.
And the great thing is he's doing all this and the internet still doesn't know anything better for it. Like,
I went to the internet afterwards because that's what I did for 3. Like, I'd research for a day, then I'd check the internet and see how far they were.
yeah.
And a lot of people figured out what that little cipher meant.
Oh.
But they don't know why. Because they keep putting up the wrong key that you'll find if you just Google the title. Like, it translates to this if you do this. I'm like, not if you do that. It gets close if you do that upside down. You get something that matches up to like a reverse letter transposition cipher in like a 5-character string, but then none of the rest of the things match. I'm like, maybe if I ignore the vowels, the reverse letter transition will work. No, because damn it, fuck you, oh, you're fucking up the whole thing. But no, these assholes just oriented the sequence for writing the key out differently. Bastards. Make a longer trailer, god damn it.
Here's the thing. That sounds like something that's gonna happen in the game. It sounds like that first cipher is gonna come up at some point and be like, oh, it clearly translates to this. Later in the game, oh shit. And you just spoiled that.
What I can't figure out is why it's even on the map in the first place. That's what I can't connect. Well, I mean, I can't really connect Henry Every to Libertalia in the first place, but because he didn't found Libertalia, that was somebody else. They said he did a thing like it, but that wasn't that. So why they have Libertalia's motto for God and Liberty up there, I don't know. And I don't know how a later Masonic version of an early Rosicrucian Pigpen cipher has anything to do with pirates of the 17th century.
Here is the really concerning part. We, as outside perspective on this, have to just worry. What if this just is the fucking Uncharted that jumps the shark, and this doesn't connect well at all? Oh no, I broke Aggro. I broke Aggro's heart.
That would be awful. Yeah, wow.
I need you to understand that after I got like sucker punched at the end of 3, if 4 doesn't deliver for me, I'm gonna burn down French Canada.
What does French Canada have to...
As a warning. Because I know there are French guys in Naughty Dog, and I'm not going all the way to France. If Hitler couldn't burn down France, I don't think I can. Quebec, I think I could take him.
I think you don't think enough of yourself. You need to realize your full potential, Aggro. So yeah, hopefully Saturday have I don't know what time that is, but Saturday the VGX, which formerly was the VGAs, the Video Game Awards, by Spike.
Why is it an X?
No,
No one knows.
We're not talking about it.
Are we not? Because
On this podcast,
fascinating.
I am not going to go into why Spike TV and game trailers named some stupid thing some other stupid thing. Who knows?
It's
Maybe
extreme. I don't know.
Maybe they got a letter from the fucking VGA consortium. They're like, guys, look, we know we're not important in 2013, but
No,
God
that's
damn it,
not how the VGA guys.
that
Like they put up
acronym.
the grainy video with the purple robes and the hood on, with the single candle on the table and the shitty voice modulator. We are the VGA consortium.
No, the actual VGA.
Why does this video look like shit?
video? Because it was sent over VGA. They're like, we can do 1080p on a VGA connector, right? Sure, why not? Let's do it. So, Aggro, what have you been playing? Other than figure out what the fuck that map means. Shit like that.
God damn it. Well, you know, I played that bunch of Killzone, and I've been trying to update the Hex Alpha client. It hasn't been working because I've been spending 2 fucking days trying to get my TV to work properly on my computer. My new TV.
Your 1080p 40-inch Samsung, is that correct?
That's the one.
Black Friday?
LED. Pre-Black Friday.
Pre-Black Friday.
Got that shit off Amazon. But, oh yeah, I finally got into the Hearthstone beta. So now I have a beta and an alpha client trying to download at the same time. Which is bad because trying to download 2 things at the same time in development never ends well for anyone.
That city's internet is a fucking...
It's a war crime.
It's a war crime, yeah. God.
I mean, it's just a normal crime right now because they had an illegal monopoly. It's going to be a war crime when... I mean, they say you can't fight City Hall. I say they haven't tried fire.
Right.
Okay. That seems reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm just scared of Bob.
You should be.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah.
The banks, the government, it's all gotten too big. There's only one safe solution. Blow it all up.
Then they'll just have to fit into smaller offices. So, and nothing else? That's what you've been doing?
Well, I was playing a lot of Gravity Rush, but I don't know where half of my Vita charge cable went, and we don't sell them at Walmart.
Ah, okay. Man, I have an extra Vita USB, I think.
Which half are you missing?
The USB to
outlet? Oh, yeah, any will work.
yeah. I don't.
No, like for phones and shit. I'm sure you guys
Oh,
have
yeah?
got something. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, just make sure you don't get something on a really low wattage.
Wait, USB to outlet? Shouldn't it be USB to Vita?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what
Because the
I-
Vita's
that's
got us.
what I said.
No, you said USB to outlet just now.
No, I said USB to, and then someone else said outlet.
Yeah.
And then
I think
you
it was
said
you.
And then you said
Well,
Okay,
I thought
so
Bob
you
got
are
the gist of it
missing-
because I
you
was
are-
looking at him and talking.
you are you are missing the the Vita to
The
USB
Vita end.
cable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are missing the Vita to USB cable.
Yeah.
At least Vita 2000 solves that, which isn't coming out in the States yet, but whenever that happens. It's a micro USB now.
I
Oh.
think that I
that's
think that part of the cord's like $10 though.
Yeah. I just need to
Which
go
is
buy it.
unreasonable.
Yeah, it is. And for it not to be a full piece, yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah. That's... Whatever. They needed to figure out a way to hook it up to computers and to charge it, and using a standardized cable would have been insane. Until the 2000 unit, when they get to use a standardized cable.
Just so crazy. How do they do it?
Maybe they were like, we're going to do video output via this. And then they were like, what if that was a separate $100 product? And then Sony's like, yeah.
I think we're on to something now.
I like that.
What if that $100 product you can't use the touchscreen features on? Oh yeah.
Oh, that's the best. Apparently, the way that works is the games that will run on it are whitelisted. And it's region specific, so people with US Vita accounts can't even log in on the Vita TV. It's not for sale in your fucking country. Fuck you. There's a reason for this. So
Because you aren't willing to deal with this, we're sure.
yeah, well, you know. if they have to whitelist it to be compatible, like, you don't want to buy a game for your Vita TV, get 3/4 through, and realize it's not going to be
I
beatable.
realize I can't hold up my DualShock to the light and open.
That's when you'll know Sony completely fucking ran out of ideas, when they put a camera on the fucking controller.
I always wanted a camera on a controller.
You're fucking retarded.
No, like, remember the Vita was talking about, like, yeah, you'll be racing and you can see their faces. I'm like, that's really cool. I want it on a controller because I want motherfuckers to look past my beard and up my nose. I want them to know fear.
Fear is a beard and a nose? Okay. Sure. Why not?
That's so scary.
Yes.
I'm terrified.
Yes, it is. Stop disagreeing with me.
Will do.
See?
So if you have an Android phone, Shuttle Quest 2000 just came out on that, made by Thomas Hopper, guy who made all those PlayStation mobile games. He brought that over to Android, which is interesting because he was already kinda on Android, on those PlayStation mobile compliant, or what is it, PlayStation certified Android phones.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because that's a thing. So yeah, he brought that over. It's free to play, so go check it out. I think it's something like it's free for the first chapter, and then past that you can buy the game if you want. So it's really just demo packed into full game.
Cool.
Yeah. What have I been playing? I've been playing Get the codec and capture card working together to do interlaced video. Holy fucking shit. That was goddamn crazy.
That was an epic quest, right?
It was.
Okay.
It was an epic quest. I don't hate the word epic inherently in the least. Not in 2013, no sir. So yeah, that was a couple sleepless days while working my job and doing that and not sleeping, and it's just fucking at the end of it, once I updated the drivers and got everything else working together and got all this shit working together, because I'm trying to get 480i video working on this capture card specifically for my PS2. If you switch to N64, it's like, nah, man, that's 240p. And I'm like, God damn, capture card. It's cool that you tell me this shit now, but damn it, I need 480i to work. So I switched over to the PS2, and I'm just watching Ape Escape be Ape Escape. Ape Escape, was it 2 or 3? I think it was 2. Damn, I can't remember. In any case, I had one of them, and I'm just recording it and trying to get this to work. And for some reason, the most fucking unbelievable thing, I record it, and what it's doing is, on a 480i signal, you've basically got half your scan lines coming in every other frame. So it's odd than even. Now, when the capture card tells the video capture software to record it, it's recording it as a 30p video that is taking those offset lines and just combining them into whole frames. Mm-hmm. Now, what you would think is then you take it into a de-interlacing thing and you could spit it back out to 60 frames per second. No. For some reason, when I do that, every single time, no matter what all of the settings are set to, there's this crazy future blur where the odd frames will have blue hue outlines of what's happening in the even frames. So in Gradius, you shoot blue lasers.
Awesome.
And the blue chroma of where the laser will be in the next frame is glowing into the prior frame.
That's so cool.
No.
We need to put some of those out, man.
It's not as cool as you think, sadly. Unless we find a really blue game.
Intelligence Cube?
I wish I still owned that.
Yeah, so the Enders is pretty blue.
Might do it.
Killzone 4?
Yeah, I can get that working on interlaced PS2. That'll work. So what it ended up being is I crawled all the way down to the codec level, just scouring every option and all these things and all the possible permutations. And there's just this checkbox, and it doesn't
Stop fucking up.
It doesn't eloquently state it. All it says is interlaced video. I'm like, does this force video to be interlaced? Does this accept interlaced video? This video I'm recording isn't even technically interlaced. It's 30 frames per second, combining those fucking lines of resolution. This doesn't make any sense for this to work, but I click it. And then it just like, it looks the exact same. The raw video I'm recording does. But then I de-interlace it, and it just looks right. And I'm like, thank you. This has stopped. I hope
That's a great feeling.
I hope 240p isn't anything like this. Because it probably is. So yeah, that was fun, and now we can record PS2 and N64 and Super NES and NES and Wii and Xbox.
Hooray.
So sometime in the next 2 months, Metal Wolf Chaos.
Yes.
That will be a thing. Aside from that, what have I been playing? I've been playing... Oh my god, have I really not played video games for the last whole week? I haven't. I haven't played video games for the last whole week.
Yeah,
not even once.
Crazy.
Because I came over here yesterday and I didn't even play...
Yeah,
well, I guess we played Sonic Adventure.
We did. We played
2.
Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh
god, we played that level.
Yeah, that amazing... Oh god. So, Sonic Adventure 2, for years, since 2003, I've been looking forward to... Wow, that's a decade. Playing this level that's in Sonic Adventure 2, where if you get every medal in the entire game, you can play a remake of Green Hill Zone from the original Sonic.
Damn.
Yeah, so...
Like, is it full adventure 3D or?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's 3D and stuff. So, my friend lends me the Dreamcast so I can check it out. He was thinking about selling it to me. He's still not sure. So I can borrow it in the meantime. So, he had a save file where he actually did that.
Nice.
And I was like, yeah. So I booted up, and that's not a fucking level. That's just some goddamn art. It's fucking so not done. Everything's terrible about it. You need to play before you go, Aggro, because this is like incredibly...
I don't think I want to.
It's... No! Aggro, you will go through this. As someone who can understand as hurt as I was by this, you and Jay from HailZeon.com will endure this. Oh man, that was just fucking heartbreaking. Sad thing is, I forgot that he actually told me that it was absolutely nothing to look forward to. Like, he didn't explain why. He was just like, no, you really shouldn't care. And so did this other friend who also got to that point. He was like, no, really, it's nothing. And I'm like, why are they saying it like this?
They just want to keep it for themselves.
Yes! Some damn hobbitses. Yeah, no, that was fucking horrible. That was fucking horrible. That was fucking horrible.
Yeah, that wasn't...
That was 10 years build up to fucking shit. It's not polished, it's not done. There's so much floating bullshit. There's 2D images and certain, like the backdrop in certain areas. Oh man. That was fucking horrible. But in any case, maybe we'll get some Psychic Force 2048 or whatever it's called up in this bitch. Get to play that sometime soon. Or Berserk. I'm really in it for the Psychic Force.
Psychic Force.
That's what I'm in the Dreamcast for. Yeah.
I have to find out if the Japanese version of Last Blade 2 is not censored, because apparently the American one is.
Oh, wow, that's lame.
Yeah, it's like got the white blood, and I'm like, why would you...
Because it's classic.
Because fucking Reploids.
Okay.
No,
sure.
wait, that's the wrong one. What am I thinking of? Shit.
The androids from Alien?
Yeah, but before that, the ones from Snatcher.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also Jack. Kojima just likes putting white blood in things.
Uh-huh. Because of that movie, Alien. Yep.
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 They just called them synthetics. Did they call them androids?
I don't think they called them androids, but yeah, I think they called them synthetics.
Winona Ryder.
Man, fucking Rising. I keep going back to it, and I was like, that is such a fucking perfect Kojima game. Because it takes all the bullshit of Kojima through the lens of Platinum Games.
Oh, God.
And is making fun of all of the bullshit.
I think we should do that more often. We should let other people make other people's games. But, like, you know, good studios. Like, not just ship off a good franchise to a shit studio.
Yeah, because that's all that keeps happening.
Or just a pompous douchebag not realizing what the charm of a game was and completely fucking it up. What was it Cliffy B said he wanted to make? But that just made me real. It was a while ago. He was like,
I know he mentioned he wanted to make Resident Evil.
Resident Evil, yeah. He was like, I could make a really good Resident Evil. And I'm like, no.
Probably couldn't.
You couldn't. Because you're not...
I want Insomniac to make a Batman game.
That'd be weird.
Yeah.
I want Insomniac to make a Minority Report game. That'd be cool. I never played the Minority Report game on the PS2.
I'm like,
I
what's
should look into
awful?
that.
What's horrible is like, okay, what would I really want Naughty Dog to make? Uncharted 4? Damn it. Brain, recalibrate.
Way to be a gamer. I want more of the same, please. Thank you.
I just want him to make Uncharted 2 again.
Like the scary, yeah, right. The scary thing is, like, as a creative endeavor, game making should be respected in this way of you're making some new and different thing, great. But it's also kind of a service and kind of a thing we go to like you do a fast food place and you just expect them to give you more of the same. So we just keep telling these people that are creative fucking snowflakes that could expand this fucking medium if we just left them the fuck alone. No, give us that thing you already gave us. In HD.
Whoa!
HD.
Needs it.
That reminds me. Game Informer did all that new info on Destiny. That
Oh
was
yeah,
pretty
that's
cool.
right. I was
yeah?
supposed to check
Yeah,
that out before
awesome.
we recorded this, so I could say
so
anything.
now I'm the
interesting.
only one who's seen any of it.
So
We
Bob,
must kill him to gain his knowledge.
through your stilted speech and misinformation, please inform everyone on the internet what was in that issue. Let's see. Paul McCartney.
Yeah, Paul McCartney was working on the soundtrack. That's weird.
Activision, man. They're like,
It's
we
still
have
the
a
same-
shitload of money.
Yeah, it's still like the same two dudes from Halo,
Good.
but they're working with Paul McCartney. Like
Bad.
Paul McCartney's sending them some tracks and they're editing them.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm so not
Yeah,
signing up for that.
that's just a name grab. That's really dumb.
Yeah. So who
What,
wrote
like-
wrote Homefront?
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it just came off as one of those. Like, is Paul McCartney really doing? That's the amazing thing, though. Like Sonic 3. Sonic 3 was so apparently Michael
Right,
Jackson,
like we all knew it.
and it so wasn't a name grab. Like that game got so much out of that music that
Yeah.
supposedly isn't still in it.
Yeah,
Because that's the
obviously
kind
is.
of music Michael Jackson can make. Why is Paul McCartney writing Destiny music?
I don't know. Like think about any theme out of Bungie. And none of it remotely crosses over with every song Paul McCartney's ever been involved with. Huh.
I was trying to watch two videos on The Escapist today, and their ads were both running at the same time. But it's Val P, so they would run for like a second or two and then stop. And they were doing this in tandem, going back and forth. And it was one for Dead Rising 3 and one for Rise, Son of Rome. So, like, he's coming to save us, me and you and me, to bury us. No matter how they toss the dice, it's meant to be.
That's great.
It was fucking amazing. Yeah, because the final Rise logo popped up, and I can't see me loving nobody but you.
I think that was intentional. I don't.
Seriously, I'm like, I want to play that game. Either one. Shit, I don't care now.
Tim doesn't own. Oh wait, he owns Dead Rising. He doesn't own Rise.
Doesn't own Rise.
Romans would be good against zombies.
Sure. So there was a Kotaku article that was a video of this topless chick in Rise walking around and how weird her boobs looked. And they were acting like this was atrocious new levels for a game to render boobs, but no, it was like totally. This has happened before. Basically,
I think they just were expecting better from next gen.
Sure.
Maybe.
Okay. I think they were trying to make an article.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Because they're Kotaku and shotgun that shit out. Basically, the boobs were going in.
What?
Like, not too far either. Like, they were going in a way that's physically unrealistic, but it wasn't like caving into her chest or anything crazy, which is what I was expecting. And yeah, so it was this really weird territory of a chick posting this video to be like, boobs don't act like this. This is ridiculously unrealistic. And I'm watching it and I'm like, no, not for video game boobs. I mean, those aren't realistic if that's what you're going for. Like, those really aren't okay. But now the amusing part is like, that's how I reacted to that. Some guy in the comments for 70 posts straight, all one thread, is arguing with women about boobs acting like that. He's like, no, that's how boobs work. They're like, no, I have boobs. I know how boobs work. It was pretty amazing. It was pretty amazing.
Well, I mean,
they're like, they move side to side, and I'm like, yeah, they do that. That's hard to do in a video game to properly, like, So of course they go in with bad physics modeling and stuff, and
Right.
But he's like, no. It's just
Well, I don't
fucking
know.
crazy.
Maybe it's less he's an idiot and more. This is a man who knows that if you want to achieve ultimate strength, you must set your sights above the heavens.
Oh, okay.
So he doesn't challenge normal men to fight. He challenges the tide, and he fights the waterfall.
Okay, so
he tries to tell women that boobs work differently, and when he is done, he will have transcended the normal bounds of human argument. Or he'll just be shouting racial epithets on Kotaku. I'm not really. It can go either way.
The conclusion is imminent at this point. It's only when this universe diverges into one of those forks that we'll know whether he's a racist or a god.
Collapse the waveform.
He's a racist.
Damn it! It's always racist.
I hate this universe.
That reminds me of
What?
another Kotaku article with terrible commenters.
Which one was that?
It was
Any of them? Every of them?
something about a console gamer talking about why he's a console gamer, not a PC gamer.
Okay.
And so, of course, the first thing is some PC gamer saying, he's wrong. That's not how PCs are. I'm like,
That is basically the same thing. You don't have PCs. I do.
yeah, it was insane. It was like, he was trying to tell them that you didn't have to adjust PC settings at all. That wasn't a thing anymore. You never had to worry about a game not running.
Are we sure he just never adjusted his settings?
Oh, that's definitely what
Like,
that guy
I bought
did.
an Alienware for way too much money, and then I never tweaked a single goddamn thing. This game runs like shit.
No, this game runs amazingly.
Yeah, it's because it's a PC gamer. Every game runs perfectly.
Yeah.
There are no issues. The frame rate is always, what is it, 60? No, 70. 75 frames a second.
I'm getting 144 over here, man. I don't know what your problem is. It's running perfectly. Driver problems, I've never had any of those. Puts on shades.
Like, I don't particularly like PC gamers as a group to begin with, but the horde of poser ass PC gamers that they have clung to the underbelly of the master race.
Yes.
Oh my god, I hate those people.
Right. Because, like, PC Master Race, I can understand those people. Those people are basically futurists who they have an idea and they want games to be this. So they're going to put so much money into trying to capture that.
Yeah, they have agreed
These other guys
to be the install
are
base.
fucking idiots.
Yeah.
They're fucking... Fuck them.
Okay. To try and couch this in a way, if you're not familiar with the PC Master Race console thing, which, why the fuck are you listening to our podcast?
Right. Like in our 200 people who are listening to this.
It's a lot like when I, as a second-gen otaku, we're talking mid-90s shit.
Oh god, this is so many levels of pompous now.
Oh, yes.
Pull out. Pull out.
No, we gotta go through. I see all these kids at the con. They're like, "What's the best anime ever? Bleach and Naruto." I'm like, "Oh, you fucking kids!" But then there's this other group who are trying to be me when they're like, "Yeah, come on, you kids. Sword Art Online is the best anime ever." And I'm like, "Oh, you do not stand on my side of the fucking dodgeball court." Wow. That's how I view those fake ass PC Master Race gamers.
I mean, I can understand that. There are tons of people who, like, for reasons that are obviously not qualitative, will insist that you watch some 90s anime over a current anime. Mm-hmm. That's a thing. Yeah. And they drive me fucking nuts. So, Jay from Halcyon, please stop. I'm just kidding.
Like, I'm going to tell you.
No, Ghost Reaper is the best anime ever.
What is?
Ghost Reaper making me. Like, I'm going to tell you, I love the shit out of Tenchi. It's not really that good.
No.
Outlaw Star is. That shit holds up like a
here's the
motherfucker.
thing, Tenchi is like Killzone. It's fucking garbage. And I love it.
Okay, I can see that.
I think that fucking broke aggro.
No, see, because Tenchi's got a blue laser, right? And Ryoku's got a red laser. She's clearly the bad guy.
It's some really good storytelling. Yeah, I love
It's not storytelling. Like, that was the
That's an
hardest
agenda.
thing. That is the hardest thing about coming off of anime in the 90s, is realizing the difference between a plot and a harem anime.
What do you mean coming up? I mean, that's still going. That's not stopping ever.
No, but
No.
like
Japan won't let it.
the harem anime, like it is sort of it was a big thing for a while, and now it's sort of like fallen
Now it's
off.
like the only thing, Agro.
Yeah.
Maybe you missed
no,
the anime.
no. Every anime now has a harem.
Okay.
They're not all harem anime.
No.
This is
I
an
don't
important
know.
distinction.
I disagree.
I don't know.
It's
I've
like,
seen
you know
a lot
how
of
you have
anime.
mech
Welcome
anime,
to the GigaBoots anime
and then you've got all those
podcast.
shitty animes that just have mechs in them.
Those
You
are
know
real
what I'm
mecha,
talking
but they're
about.
hard. They're harem mech animes. Sadly, they are.
I know there are harem mechanimes,
On Japan Saturday.
and some of them are more recent Gundam entries. Seed.
Wow, Seed is recent Gundam entry.
Look,
at
everything
the game
past
podcast.
Wing is recent Gundam for me. You fucking kids.
I see if
with your
we-
digital paint and your
Ever start an anime podcast, I need to turn the levels on the mic way low.
because it's all
Yeah,
yelling.
like, yeah.
That's what anime discussion is. It's like, well, you know, for me personally, when I download, yeah, Geneon says hi, asshole. That is my favorite thing that Jay from HailZeon.com ever inappropriately yelled during a convention.
I don't think that's inappropriate. I keep staring at your shirt, and I don't think that candy cane's drawn right. Like, it looks like it's breaking in his hand.
I assume it's cheap plastic and is a little bent
Okay.
from the heat.
Okay. Because there is an intense heat coming off of Pedo Bear
Yes, at all times.
at all times.
He
I
sees
didn't
you-
play any games in the last week. What the fuck?
Right?
I
Kill
mean,
yourself.
Maybe you played Knack on your phone.
and you didn't know it.
oh, I played Knack.
There you go. You played Knack.
I guess I put that out of my mind space. For good reason. God. Fucking.
So about terrible plots.
No, that plot isn't terrible. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
a
like,
difference.
so is it just straight up the humans are racist against the
It's
goblins?
so much weirder than that. I'm about to spoil Knack. Don't worry, guys. You won't think any less of the game for it. So fucking like, there's Victor. He's with the military, or he has a private army.
That was Tony Stark, right?
That was Tony Stark.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just Tony Stark the whole game. It's weird.
Yeah.
So you're playing as Knack, you're with the scientist, and there's this little kid. There's your core group of people. So the scientist, his girlfriend died in a cave years ago,
Right.
which is already fucking awkward and weird to bring up in the middle of this kid game.
Yeah. He built a statue. You wrecked it.
Yeah, and it was of his dead waifu.
Right.
So she's working with the goblins, you find out later, and she made
What?
all of the weapons that are killing the humans.
What?
It's a
Why?
weird, it's a weird plot development. It's fucking weird. So the scientists are like, "You need to come back with us," and she's like, "No, I've killed too many humans." And he's like, "You should come back," and she's like, "No, I stopped making weapons, but I've caused too much harm to go back to the humans." You're like, "Okay, we're leaving. If you need us, say something." So you leave. Immediately, the next day, the goblin dude she was working for just comes up and he's like, "Make me more weapons." She's like, "No." Then he's like, "Then get the fuck out of my castle."
What?
And she's like, "Well, shit." And then just goes, can you come get me?" This is like the next day. The next day. She sends the thing off because it's not a telephone. It's a little bot that flies to the person she talks to somehow. Because convenient. So it flies off. You're like escaping an exploding volcano, climbing up a rope. Stupid shit just happened, but I'm looking over that. We're looking past that. You're getting into Victor's ship to stop him from Mega Man Legends style opening a ruin that will cause catastrophic harm to the human race because of some hidden terror.
Please.
That was told through cryptic messaging, of course, because there's no blatant sign that says, "Hey, really nasty shit's behind this."
It wasn't cryptic at all, was it?
Don't open plot inside.
So, leading up to this point, the doctor has been an asshole, blatantly wanted to open the door. Fuck humanity, I want to open the door. And everyone's like, and won't stop him. But then Lucas, who 10 minutes prior was told by some other character, Lucas is, of course, the little kid, he was told, "I'm really proud of you." By the way, this guy's voiced by Patrick Seitz, who does the Ragnar the Blood Edge. It's really weird. He's like, I'm really proud of you when you stand up to the doctor. And he's like, yeah? And he's like, yeah, you make me really proud when you tell him he's a fucking idiot. Like, this is so weird. And so he's like, I'm gonna open that door, Knack. And then Lucas is like, no, that's fucking stupid. You're gonna kill mankind. Don't you see that stupid? And the doctor's just like, he's not saying no, but he's sort of like shaking his head and doing this I can't even think straight look. And then Lucas looks at Knack and he's like, Knack, does this even sound like a good idea to you? And Knack's like, no, but I'm not the brain of the operation. The doctor comes up with the plan and I execute. That's this game. And then he's like, well, you shouldn't fucking open the door, Doc. You're an asshole. And then he's like, Lucas, you're an asshole. But then the guy who said he was proud of Lucas is like, Doc, maybe you're an asshole. It takes 4/5 of this game for everyone to just tell the doctor he's an asshole. Keep in mind, a fourth into this game, he left that guy who was proud of Lucas in the desert to die. He was supposed to get someone to come and pick him up. Because there wasn't enough space in their aircraft and they needed him to stay with the Goblin King, like, yeah. So in any case, he just fucking leaves him because he's like, what if Victor has cool shit? So that they can go fuck up Victor's shit while this guy's still waiting in the middle of the fucking, like, I think it was a mountain, actually. He's waiting in the fucking mountain. This plot's fucking crazy. So in any case, you defeat all this shit. Victor opens the cave, though. He gets to the ruin before you. It gets vaporized. He just fucking dies. But it's vague a little bit at first. So you're like, maybe he's gonna assimilate with the ancient terror, and there's even like this humanoid mech thing, and you're like, oh man, that's gotta be Victor. And you beat it up and you blow it up, and there was no Victor inside, and I guess he's dead. So you're in the middle of nowhere, DBZ style, like straight up DBZ style. You're in the middle of nowhere that could possibly exist. Humans are millions of miles away, whatever. And you defeat this ancient evil that isn't that catastrophic, isn't that evil. Some buildings come up out of the ground and then everyone's like, the world's going to end. And I'm like, buildings? Like Walmart, that's Walmart sized. I don't... But you blow this thing up. Victor's not inside. That's a little weird. So you're sort of like, did Victor die? I guess he did. And then they were like, it's the fucking craziest thing. You're now... Parade. No one knew you did any of this, but you have a parade now, and you're being paraded, and the person who made the weapons for the goblins is in the parade too, and everything's super happy, like, trying too hard over the top. This doesn't make any sense for, like, any of the events of this game, sort of like, yay! And fucking the doctor, in the middle of a press conference with all these human beings, he was like, it's a good thing we weren't Victor and opened the vault, otherwise we would have died too. And everyone cheers because Victor's an asshole and almost caused the end of mankind. But it's just like, no, guys, what? This game is so many scales of crazy the whole way through.
What even happened to the goblins?
They're still around.
Okay.
We didn't kill them all.
Why was she making weapons for them?
Because she fell into the cave. Like, she fell into a pit.
Right.
And the goblin saved her. I'm sorry, this allows me to go into why that conversation was crazy. So she falls in the pit, in the cave with the doctor. Mm-hmm. The doctor is like, no! Comes back with a search party the next day to try to find her. Does this for weeks. Can't find her. Apparently, because the goblins got her, and they nursed her back to health, which makes no fucking sense. They just did it. And, oh, she's a scientist. She can make weapons for us. And she's like, since you nursed me back to health, sure. And then she found out it was being used on the humans. So when the doctor comes up and says...
We have to thwart the deer menace.
My God,
with tanks.
You're still alive. And she goes, Doctor, nice to see you again. Since you left me for dead in that cave. And he's like, no, I looked for you. I couldn't find you. And she's like, the goblins found me. And he's like, well, then that's why I couldn't find you. And then she's like, yeah, right. Basically just does that. And I'm like... What is going on? And the whole game, the whole time, has this overtone of that racial thing that goes on at the very beginning. Like fucking God, there's this one conversation that almost comes off as like properly dealing with that tone. Between Gundahar, the super head of the goblins who has all the weapons and stuff. Because the goblins are apparently individualized tribes. It's not one nation.
Right.
So Gundahar is talking to the doctor, and he's like, Doc, look what you enacted. It took me years to build up this entire fleet of weapons. You just come in here in 20 minutes, you fucking wreck my shit. You wreck it. You dick! You are such a dick! You humans kick us out of the cities, you kick us into the wild side, and when we find a way to maybe reset the equilibrium, you fucking blow it up! You fucking dicks! And the doctor goes, and I'll do it again!
Yeah, that game is shocking.
And the best part is he's like, don't you see that this is unbalanced, Doctor? That this is way out of whack and the equilibrium between humans and goblins needs to be reset? And the Doctor basically goes, yeah, but this isn't the way. And it was like, oh, okay, he stopped him from fighting the humans and he wants to find an equilibrium eventually. And the Goblin King, Gundahar just really wanted an equilibrium between the two. The next cutscene, Gundahar's like, I'm going to kill every last human! And I'm like, whoa! What?
I'm pretty sure the doctor wanted to kill all the fucking goblins.
I know, it's so weird because for that one cutscene, they were both so full of shit.
Like, it was so terrifying. That first scene where it's like, you humans kicked us out of the cities, and he's like, isn't that just like a goblin, always living in the past? And scene over. I'm like, we need to revisit that. Why the fuck did you kick all those guys out of the city?
Yeah, the whole game's plot is crazy, and the way that Battlefield 4 is... did that quick play get up? No, that quick play will get up later.
No, but we talked about Battlefield 4 a lot on the last podcast.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I really well explained how crazy that was. But it's nice that we have the quick play to show them him yelling at the water.
Soon
Yes.
we'll have a PS4 game with a plot that isn't weird trash.
I wouldn't.
That looked
So
for a
about-
second. I'm like, wait, did I forget one? Did I forget a really good one?
Like no, it's just like Infamous could be weird trash. Uncharted
I don't
4,
mind
I'm
Infamous
still
being weird
entertaining that it could be weird trash, like just cobbled together. Like, look, these things we read of in different books that have nothing to do with each other. Isn't it cool?
But like Libertalia is, I mean, it's their standard thing. It's the basic kind of out there myth. I mean, well, Every's version, not actually Libertalia. Libertalia sucked, but damn it, I want that game to be awesome. It's so hard, and I want a longer fucking trailer.
Well, you should get that Saturday, hopefully. I, however, won't get a plot that's sane in Knack.
No, you won't.
So I guess I'm trading that.
Knack 2, Knack,
Knick-knack.
Paddywhack.
Now, is the third game just called Paddywhack? Is it rebooting, or...?
Well, like, they go to make a game called Paddywhack, but then, like, the studio gets gutted halfway through and they bring in a new team, and there was a managerial misdirection, and they make a game about beating and kidnapping Irish people.
Wow.
Day 1 DLC, $15. The Paddywhack.
Power doesn't play.
Wow.